Got a very cool guitar demo for you today. This is a Headless, as I believe they all are, Steinberger Spirit. And it's their first model. It's like the GT Pro, I believe they call it. But the HSH model, it does have a trem arm. Trem arm's not on this one. Very cool. They call it hot rod red finish. Looks fantastic. I really like it. Very nice back construction as well. Neck feels good. It's a gloss neck, as you can see on the reflection, so some people like those, some people don't. Some specs on this thing. It has, they call it an engineered hardwood fingerboard. I don't know what that means. Some kind of composite wood. It kind of just looks like ebony, but it's not ebony, so there you go. The hardware up here, it's not a locking nut like most of headless guitars usually are. You can actually see the ball ends of the strings just sitting there. And then if you can see, you can't, but there's ball ends on this side as well. So it takes double ball strings, which Steinberger makes as well, as you can imagine. But HSH configuration, these pickups are Steinberger branded pickups. I have not played this through any electronics yet, so we'll hear that all together for the first time. Strap button on the back is probably one of the things I don't like about this guitar. I've just never liked that because it puts a kink in your strap. I would have preferred if they just put it right up here on the top, but that's me. They do have strap buttons down here as well. I just noticed this. I didn't even see that before. Not 100% if that's a truss rod adjustment or not. I'm not going to mess with that. It might actually be the truss rod adjustment down there. But there's a truss rod adjustment up here in the center as well. So I'm not positive on that. I'd have to look that up. Volume and tone. We've got our 5-way switcher, as you'd expect on HSH. And then one of the coolest things about this guitar is the little like leg stand thing. And that actually works really well to get it more into a traditional guitar shape and sit on your leg, you know, pretty normal. First impressions on this thing, it's heavy. It is heavier than expected. Online, they said they come in right around 7 pounds. And it's very compact, so that 7 pounds is extremely dense. So it's all right here. And that makes it just feel heavier than a 7-pound guitar typically is. So kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Playability, just been tooling around on it. This one does have, I believe it's a high fret on fret wire number 2 here. There it is. I think that's high. It's buzzing behind that. It does have a 0 fret as well, which is cool. And if you like headless guitars with a 0 fret, the the like super cheap headless from Amazon, has a 0 fret also, which is pretty neat. These are nickel frets. They're medium jumbo nickel frets, 24 fret, which is kind of cool. You wouldn't expect that on a smaller guitar like this. The finish does show every fingerprint you put on it, so you're going to want to wipe it down all the time. Action is very good. It's solid. I haven't set it up or anything. I would, if I was setting this up, doing like a full, kind of breakdown, I'd probably raise that first string up a little bit, raise the action just on that top treble end. Feels like it's strung with 10s, probably. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But yeah, very cool little guitar, very neat, very small and compact. These are designed, as travel guitars, not as like just a headless guitar. It is supposed to fill that niche of you're traveling with this thing. We're plugged into the Spark 40 and we'll give it a shot on a couple different presets here. So clean-ish. Sounds pretty good. playability for the fingerstyle stuff, it's actually kind of difficult because of the shape and the balance. And the guitar it wants to do this and sit real vertical, whereas I want it, more normal. And it feels like it's the reverse of headstock dive and just kind of running down my leg on that, fingerstyle type stuff. Wish I had the trem arm in, that'd be cool. That's on the bridge pickup. We're on all the way down. We'll try it just all the way on the neck. Not sure I hear much of a difference. Yeah, a bit. We'll go bridge and middle, and what do we want to play? I don't know. We'll do a little more bluesy stuff since we're on clean. Sounds pretty good. Middle position, we'll run the same riff. Might turn that output up a little bit on the amp for that middle single coil. I like that tone actually. I think better than the humbucker, but it's just quieter. I find it is hard to get my right hand in the right spot. There's not enough body on the top. My hand, and I'm just playing like absolute hell because my hand is missing a lot. This would take some getting used to. So I've never had this kind of micro body shape before. And I'm 6'1" guy. My hands are fairly big. There's not enough room for me to rest my hand on here in order to actually kind of get the motion that I'm going for. So that's kind of tough. But I like this single coil tone in the middle. That's actually really solid. It just sounds good. That sounds really good. I like that. Top part, so humbucker and middle position. Has that kind of classic Strat tone. sounds really good. I like the combo. Do more, this is bridge middle again. Do the same thing. Help if I could play it better. I don't like that combo as much. I like middle position and neck middle. That actually sounds really good. I like it. All the way down on the bottom humbucker, we'll give it a little bit of metal. Thing actually kind of rips. That's not bad. Let's do we'll do that position that I like a lot, and we'll change our presets here. Oh, that song's hard to play on this little guitar. My hand just, I'm all over the place on anything fingerstyle. And if you notice, like when I'm jumping around that 7 to 8 part, as soon as I slide back, the guitar's starting to dip, and the headstock's come, or the lack of headstock is coming up, and it makes it really hard to jump back because the guitar, I just can't keep control of it very well. Now with a strap, that'd probably be, you know, a lot of that effect is going to be reduced or standing up even, but it's just kind of hard to play in that regard. And if you know that riff, it's one of my favorite metal riffs. Some good black metal. Leave a comment below if you know what that riff is. I'm interested to see if there are other deep cut black metal fans out there watching these videos. That one's cool. I love it. Black metal fans should know that one. Iconic. again on those chords. Whenever I'm lifting my hand up, and you can see it just even in this video, the guitar is just falling. It's so unbalanced because it just comically unbalanced, which I know you kind of expect when you get a guitar like this, but like it's hard to even keep control of it. And I've only been tooling around with it, 15 minutes or whatever. So I'm sure if I, got a lot more experience with it, I wouldn't have this issue. But like on my Legator Headless, now it's an 8-string, so it's way, way different. I've never had that issue of the guitar just falling into my lap and trying to fall toward the ground. But this thing tends to do that a bit. Just a cool little homemade black metal riff there. Cool little guitar for sure. I don't remember the high part for that. That's clearly not it. Way too much reverb on that anyways. Sounds pretty good. That was all on bridge position. Here's that bridge middle combo again. Again, the guitar just keeps falling and my hand is getting worn out trying to keep it in a good position. But I really like the middle, and I like that middle top probably the best. Make a lot of cool stuff with this. Overall, give you my final thoughts on it. It's a cool guitar. It looks great. Feels like it was built pretty well. certainly very dense and heavy in that regard. One issue up here with just either a high fret, though I looked and I just couldn't tell eyeballing it. Sometimes you can, but I couldn't tell eyeballing it if it's a high fret or just what's going on, but I haven't investigated it either. So it could be a high fret there, it could just be need to move the saddle up, though I'm also not 100% sure how to move these saddles. I haven't looked into it, but they're a little strange, a little different than I'm used to, certainly different than the Legator Headless. One looks like one manufacturing defect that I've been able to find, if you can even see it right there. Looks like they bored out the blade switch way too deep. Unless that's on purpose, it's not. Nope, that's just one manufacturing defect. They bored out or routed out that little hole too deep on the bridge side. But when the selector's down there, you wouldn't even notice it. So when the selector's up, you can kind of see. That's not a problem that would ever stop me from buying a guitar, unless it's like a $5,000 guitar. Speaking of which, price on these things, they retail right now. You can get them at Sweetwater and a bunch of places like that. Looks like in the $400 to $500 range, depending on your configuration and the finish and everything. I don't see these very often on the used market. Typically, the only Steinbergers that I've seen come up on the used market locally are the bases, which are, I think, just a lot more popular. I also think that's where Steinberger kind of got their start. But if you do see them pop up on the used market, they usually run in the $300 range, and that's not bad for a little headless travel guitar. It wouldn't be a stage guitar by any means, just because of the issue of it diving so much. But if you're traveling a lot and you're actually going to use it for the traveling purposes, then not a bad little pickup. And the case is kind of cute. But yeah, cool guitar. I like it. It's fun to play. Neck is nice if you like gloss necks, which I can go either way. But that feels nice. This little contraption is kind of killer. I like that a lot. They stamp the serial number in there underneath of this. So I don't know, that's just kind of cool, but nice little contraption. Without this, playing with it just down is miserable. You wouldn't want to do that. Yeah, there's no way to put it in your lap comfortably while sitting down without the little prop up stand. And there's a couple of the brands that make these like travel guitars like that have different contraptions down there. But yeah, if you're actually going to travel and use it as a small travel guitar, not a bad pickup. I like it. Or if you're traveling a lot, like you're a guitar teacher or something, and you're just always chucking a guitar in the car and going, yeah, solid choice. Sounds good through the Spark. Pickups sound better than expected, especially that middle single coil. I'd kind of like to see this in triple S in a normal Strat configuration. I think would sound really cool because that single coil I thought had the best tone. But let me know what you think below, and if you can identify that fingerstyle black metal riff, you get a point. I don't know what it's good for, but you get a point. So yeah, there you go. We've got a couple other ones coming up, a few other demo and review videos, and another humbucker video for you on some pickups. So stay tuned.